Alright, party people, welcome back to the podcast. Alien Ant Farm cover of Michael Jackson's song on the radio. Daily episode, July 11, 2023, Tuesday. Guys, I almost can't keep track of what day it is. Like, it's really, like, my mind just doesn't really seem to be keeping track very well. But okay, so let's talk, guys. Let's talk about how things are doing. How I wish that, you know, with podcasting there could be like some kind of live response. Like, you know, I wish I could go live on, like, online and just record, kind of like how Instagram has lives. But I don't think I'd be able to honestly keep track of, like, what time I was doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, you guys know how I am. Like, it's hard enough for me to, like, keep up with what I'm trying to do. I can't imagine being like, oh yeah, at 9 a.m. every morning Pacific time. It's like, really? Is it really gonna happen? But I'm trying to get my schedule situated. Today, unfortunately, did not go as planned, but hey, I tried. So, yeah, I came in yesterday, got back to LA, to the house around 2:45 p.m. If I book a bus again for travel to San Diego, I'm probably going to come out of Long Beach instead of downtown, because Long Beach is closer to me and it's on the way. Downtown is north of me, so it's like I got to go north and then come south, and it's more of a distance north than Long Beach is south, and so it's kind of annoying to have to do that. Well, now I don't want to say it's kind of annoying to do that, because it's the first time I've ever tried the bus, but yeah, I think I could have saved a little bit of money on the Ubers, and a little bit of money, like a little bit of time as well. But yeah, I mean, it was smooth. The trip was smooth. You know, and yeah, I got back last night, was having a little more of that intestinal discomfort, and was kind of studying more about the supplements I'm taking. And so it mentioned online that when you take it, you might have some intestinal discomfort. When you stop taking it, you might also have the same side effects that are the side effects that happen when you do take it. So I think because I didn't take it Friday, because I was already feeling weird Thursday, I didn't take it Friday, and I thought I would be home Sunday, but because I extended my trip, I didn't bring the supplements with me on the trip, and so I got back early enough that I could have taken it, but I didn't take it, because I still wasn't feeling that great, and now I'm realizing, you know, maybe I wasn't feeling that great because I haven't taken it since, like, Wednesday, because I'm supposed to take it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but today's Tuesday, so I took it anyways because I skipped so many days. So what I'm going to do is take it Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then go back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week. So I did skip 2 days, but yeah, during the time period of skipping it, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I was definitely experiencing, I don't know, I took it Wednesday before the Thursday when I started feeling not so good. So I don't know, like I'm trying to keep track. But yeah, I noticed I got some nausea this morning and a headache. So, and yeah, last night I was having some intestinal discomfort and didn't really sleep early. I wanted to sleep early though. My lights were out early. Like, I actually kept my lights off. I don't know if I turned them on last night. I kept my lights off at like 8. My lights were off when it was like, when the sun was setting. And I think maybe sometime, I don't remember if I turned my lights on. Maybe I turned them on around 9 p.m. or something and then turned them off again. But I feel like I kept my lights out last night. I don't really know if I did. I can't remember. But I remember being like, okay, well, maybe I'll just try to push and go to sleep at like 9:30. So I'll just keep the lights off at 8. And then next thing I know, it's 10, 10:30, 11, midnight, 1 in the morning, and I'm like, wow, it's getting kind of late. And, so, I did myself a favor. I went over on 7 Cups. Like, I've talked about it before. I kind of use 7 Cups as like a form of more interactive journaling. I don't really think of it as like therapy unless I've like actually like scheduled and paid a therapist. I've like, I don't mind being transparent about like that I've, paid for therapy services and stuff. Like, I think, as we can all tell, I need them, at least on occasion. It helps, so, like, I come from working in mental health, so I'm not really, here to like stigmatize therapy, but I think it helps just at the very least to have a different perspective from my own. Whether or not I agree with the perspective or whether or not I find it helpful, that can be debated. But there's always going to be a different rapport, depending on the therapist. Every interaction is kind of different, and some people communicate on the same styles, and some people communicate on a different style, and some styles kind of like work for me even if it is different, and some styles kind of don't work for me. So and you never really know. Like, this is just like random online chat with people who are willing to be online to help people. So I appreciate them trying to be there. At least they're logged on and ready to like help people. But everybody helps. Like you can imagine trying to help a stranger. It's like, you never know what they actually need. Like, there are some things that you can kind of like assume, right, just by what you observe in a situation in passing. If like I can talk about this one experience I had trying to help somebody way back when there were still Borders locally in my city, and we would go to Borders a lot, and outside, how there's that walking path that goes like inside and it's kind of like covered, there's like an awning kind of, and so me and my friends were leaving, as it's just a normal night. I remember it was dark, it was night, and I remember leaving, and all sorts of people would hang out at Borders. Like, it was a pretty diverse population of people, and there was someone there, that was often there. I don't know if they had some type of palsy or something that made it so that their speech and their movements seemed a little not what you would typically see, and then kind of the way they talked and stuff. So but I think this is a person I had seen on a regular basis, because I used to study there all the time, like almost every day. We had this kind of schedule where we would, in the evening, me and a close friend would meet up almost every night. We would go to I think, I don't know if we went to Borders or Barnes & Noble. I feel like Barnes & Noble used to make it so people couldn't just like sit around. And so we didn't usually go to Barnes & Noble because usually you'd have to buy something at the coffee shop. But we would go, but usually we go to Borders. And I think they closed at like 10 p.m. or something like that on weekdays. So we would usually start at Borders and then go to Denny's and have like just order coffee and stay there till like midnight, 12:30, something like that. And we would just push. Like, this is how we got through college. We did that like every single day almost. We almost never studied at home, and we didn't have the same classes. I think at a lot of points we weren't even in the same school programs, but it just helped to be there with somebody. And yeah, we distracted one another, you know. We weren't like the most like fully productive all the time, you know what I mean? It's like we distracted one another, you know. We would talk, we would catch up. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, we were just kind of hanging out, you know. So we would usually do that. And I was driving to the beach, guys. I didn't even mention it, but yeah, I just got to the beach. 11-minute drive to the beach. So yeah, I would you know, start, you know, trying to talk to people, talk to these friends of ours, you know. Like, I was, you know, like, me and my friend and this other friend, I think, were there one day. I don't know if we were studying, but I can't remember because we used to go so much. I can't remember. Like, we used to hang out there even when we weren't studying. And because you could talk there. You can't really talk in the library like that, but, you know, at like a bookstore, you can kind of like chit chat. So it was kind of like, that was more of our vibe. And yeah, I remember leaving the bookstore once, and there was somebody who was kind of like crying. They had like a walker, young dude, crying, just like kind of laying, kind of sprawled out on the ground, kind of like making all kind of noises and stuff. And so, you know, in my mind, it was common courtesy. Like, I see somebody crying, laying on the ground, and you always hear these stories, like, you know, people walk past, and like all these people walk past and nobody says anything. And I witnessed that. Like, we saw people walking past, nobody said anything. And, you know, I saw him and I was like, are you okay? You know? And this guy just like yells at me and just kind of like lays in, like, how dare you ask me that? You know, like, you have no right to like ask me if I'm okay, and like saying, kind of like, leave me alone, like, back off kind of thing. And I get it. I'm like, okay. Like, I was offended. Of course, naturally, my first response was be offended, you know? And maybe they were just being a jerk. I don't really know. But then when I thought about it more, like, I don't know how, like, probably like years later, I started thinking about it, and I was like, okay, like, maybe they had a point, because, like, maybe, you know, this person had some kind of an issue that was like some kind of a sort of problem going on that, I mean, I really wasn't aware of their problem. Like, I knew that they had one, but I didn't know what it was called or what it was. And so maybe because they had this kind of like disability, maybe I was coming from a privileged perspective and not really understanding. Maybe it's not okay to just like ask somebody if they're okay, you know, like when they're kind of having like a meltdown of some kind, like maybe they wanted some privacy or something. Like, I mean, they're doing this in front of like the store, but it's like maybe it can't be helped. So I kind of thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I kind of get, like, if that was, like, there was no conversation between me and this person, but I remember me and my friends just being like, geez, like, what a jerk kind of thing. And it was kind of like hurtful a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, my intention was to be like a good community member, especially of a place where I go all the time, and a place where I'm pretty sure this person was someone I'd seen on a regular basis, because I feel like there were people that were there with different conditions sometimes, and I would see them there, and I think he was the same guy, but I didn't really get a good look at who it was. I just kind of assumed, oh, this is the dude I always see, because we were there every day, and he was there often, and so, you know, like, we weren't, like, friends or anything, but, like, I don't know, maybe it was okay, maybe it wasn't, but it's like, you never really know what somebody's style is when they need something. Like, you know, it might be offensive, but I feel like, in my opinion, maybe it's best to, you know, be wrong and offend somebody asking them if they need help, versus avoiding it and ignoring it if they did need help. Like, to me, it looked like what I had assumed happened was that this person had fallen from their walker and was laying on the ground crying because they were in pain. That's what it looked like, because there was a walker, there was a person that wasn't attached to the walker, and they're on the ground crying. And I didn't see what happened. I don't know how long this person had been there, but after I said that, multiple people had walked past this person, and, you know, because everyone was leaving, and nobody said anything, and we were in the parking lot talking, me and my friends, my two friends, and maybe let's call it 5 minutes later, we hear the guy yelling again. So it's like, after 5 minutes of people walking past in and out of this store, you know, we asked if he was okay, and then one other person asked if he was okay, and then he started, like, screaming at them too. So it's like, after that experience, it's like, I don't really know, like, you know, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm not, like, taking some major offense or, like, making it, like, some big deal. Like, it kind of was hurtful, in the moment, but it's like, I probably wouldn't avoid doing it again, just because it's like, if somebody really needs your help, and maybe I was assuming they needed my help because I saw a walker and stuff like that, but they were there crying on the ground. Like, they weren't moving, like, towards the walker or looking like they were, like, trying to reach towards it or anything, or struggling to reach towards it. It was just kind of my assumption. So I really don't know what was going on. I really don't understand what was actually happening. I still hope to this day that person's okay. I mean, I think, you know, they were in a public space. If they needed help, you know, somebody would have helped. We were there for a while, and I don't think they ever got up during the time when we were in the parking lot. We used to hang out in parking lots and just talk for a while, and, like, we could have been there 20, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. I don't remember that person, like, getting up and, like, leaving or stopping crying or anything. Like, I don't really remember seeing it get resolved in any way where they seemed more comfortable, but I really don't know. Like, I think eventually we just left, but yeah, like, communication styles and all that, you can't really tell what somebody actually needs. But I feel like there's no harm in, like, asking, as long as your intentions are to be good and, you know, helpful. I mean, like, I'd rather have someone be offended at me for trying to show compassion than missing something because I'm too fearful of somebody taking it the wrong way. It's like, I'm not trying to offend people, but I feel like if I see something that might need help, then I'll try to address it and, you know, not just ignore it and walk on by. Like, my mom told me once, she was, like, we have a bus stop where we live, like, because we're near a corner, and, like, we're, like, one house from a corner, and so there's a bus stop at that corner. And my mom told me once she was at the corner, used to walk to the store and stuff like that across the street and everything and do errands. And I think she said, like, one morning she left. She used to take the bus around town sometimes too. I think it was the time maybe when she was taking the bus. She left, got on the bus, and came back from work, and the same guy was still on this bench. The same guy was still there from when she had left in the morning. And I guess she asked him, like, are you okay, or something like that. And I guess this guy couldn't walk or move or anything like that, and was just like sitting on a bench all day, and because he couldn't move. And my mom just saw something and thought maybe, this is a little odd that this guy's been here like all day long, and nobody had thought to ask him if he's okay. She just thought it was odd because like the area where we live, it's busy, but it's like it's not. I don't think the bus stops are ever like crowded like that, and so like where we live, and so it's like, yeah, because the bus stops aren't like super crowded. I think, we just, because the bus stops aren't like super crowded, we just kind of leave it, like we just kind of, like, it is odd if you see the same person at the bus stop for like a whole day. Like, that's not like normal in our area. But yeah, so I don't know. Last night I didn't really sleep good. And I might talk more about that, but let's see. Yeah, other than the intestinal issues, I was kind of just doing the interactive journaling on 7 Cups. Like, I don't really like to call it therapy. It's therapeutic. It's like self-care, therapeutic, self-help, but like it's actually another person kind of helping you. But it's kind of self-help in a way, because it's like they're not really trained therapists, except for the people that actually are on there as paid therapists. They do actually, they are paid therapists. So ooh, that's really strong. So yeah, so that was one thing. Just having poor sleep. So basically, I know over the weekend I talked about, how I want my schedule to be kind of on track. And so Tuesday was going to be the day that I'm starting this new schedule. I'm trying to focus this week on not getting too overly comfortable with not getting too overly comfortable with I don't know what to call it. Not getting too overly comfortable with going off my schedule. I'm trying not to let the anxiety get the best of me without me noticing it. Like, if I am getting anxious or kind of like hesitant about something, I want to be able to be aware of it and not fall into like a pattern of avoidance, and instead, at least work on the anxiety and worry or whatever it is, even if I'm not gonna follow through with what my plans were. So I didn't specifically write down plans. There were a couple times last night where I was like, I'm awake, maybe I should plan out my day tomorrow. And I really wanted to, actually Sunday, I wanted to do that about Monday, because I thought Monday I was going to be a lot more energized and let me see, like a lot more, but yeah, I was trying to plan things out. So I think tomorrow maybe I'll start going to the coffee shop again. That kind of worked when I was studying, like a beach and coffee shop combo. Like, get some work done early. The reason why I like coming to the beach later, though, is because I'm sorry, earlier, is because if I'm doing pod recordings, it's a little easier to sit in the car with the windows kind of up. But it's gonna start getting hot next weekend, so I might have to switch things up a little bit. But yeah, like, I'm kind of having fun with it. felt a little more hopeful, a little more feeling like I'll be able to get the ball rolling on things. I kind of need to set a quota for myself of what I need to do. I'm going to go back through some other content and Discord information that other students have posted and see how some of them were going about applying, because some went hard, like they were just applying like 20 jobs a day or something. And initially I thought I was going to do that, and then I feel like the approach, with using Indeed and just like the easy click, just kind of makes things a little maybe not so good. So yeah. So tonight I'm gonna sit down with some of the stuff I need to finish for some applications from before. And there's part of a project I want to work on too. Somebody might come look at my car around 6 p.m. So yeah. I think my information got sold or something, because while I was out of town, somebody came by and gave me a piece of paper that said, if I'm selling a car, call this person. And so back in sometime in June, no, was it? Anyways, I think we've passed the day that was 30 days when my Craigslist ad would have been online, and somebody came past my house when I was gone, when I was out of town, and my mom was home, and the person left a note, and it said like a number to call if I'm selling my car or whatever. And they came literally to the house in person. And so I'm like, okay. And they put a piece of paper, it was like a handwritten piece of paper on a half sheet of like 8.5 by 11, just printer paper. They put that paper, they gave us that paper, but you could tell it had been photocopied. It wasn't like live ink. And so that to me is weird, because it looks like maybe somebody is going around looking at cars and trying to buy them. And the reason why they're probably doing that is because I was talking to some of those car junk removal spots, because initially some of them were offering more. Initially some of them were offering a whole lot more, but when they started to offer less, like now the rate that they can give me is like $435, and I'm like, dude, like I could sell my tires. The tires off of that car are worth more than $400, So I'm like, if I just pieced it apart and just sold like the stereo, the steering wheel, like all the parts that work, the mirrors, whatever, I'm pretty sure I could get far more than $400 for that car. Just for pieces of it, just for not even engine parts, but just like parts of the car, because it is an older car, so it's harder to get parts for it. Yeah, that car's like 21 years old now, so it's harder to get parts for. So yeah, I think I'm just working on this kind of stuff. Like I need to kind of put it down on paper, but yeah, I'll do that before I head out from the beach. I'll write it all down. Just my brain's kind of scattered, so like writing does help. I need to be writing more. That's one thing that helps me really organize my thoughts. I like podcasting too, but I feel like when it's not like written down on paper, it's a little bit harder for me to remember. And so, yeah, I I so yeah, let's talk about what I was journaling about last night. Um so last night I was thinking about a situation that happened um, where I just had it on my mind for a while, and I came to the conclusion that because I'm a sensitive person and don't really have intentions to like hurt people's feelings or like hurt their ego, and especially if I find them like nice or attractive, I don't want to like turn them away, but also I'm really shy. So it's like that was kind of what I was dealing with someone who I thought was kind of like attractive, that kind of like approached me in a way that like, I kind of wasn't at my most confident. So I kind of just didn't want to interact the way that they did, even though I did want to interact with them, but just in a different way. But all right, yeah, but basically I kind of got way in my head about it just for that reason. That's the conclusion I kind of came to, that's why it was on my mind, because I couldn't figure out, I was like, why am I still thinking about this, and like kind of losing sleep over it. Like I was kind of like I had a great weekend, I had a fun time, and I feel like my brain was just trying its best to like pull out some negative social scenario where it's like, see, this part wasn't that good, like something happened that was like, that needs to be like fixed or something, and I think I handled it fine. I think I might actually have the opportunity to meet the person again, because I realized they play sports with some of my other friends. So I hope. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to think about it right now, actually. But yeah, I might be able to redeem myself. But no, it didn't go bad. Nothing went bad. Like, but I'm not going to talk about the full details on here. That is for the queer pod in particular, because I think my people over there understand things a lot more. I don't really want to put it everywhere. So yeah, guys. So yeah, after the nausea, it passed. It takes about 2 hours for it to pass, and I couldn't even finish my breakfast. I had 2 eggs and 1 piece of veggie bacon. That was about all I could stomach. And then like I have a glass of orange juice and maybe like a half a bottle of water. No coffee, no nothing else. And then yeah, I took it at about 8:20 a.m. and then by about 10:20, 10:30, I started noticing I felt way better. But I did get like a headache, nausea. I kind of had to lay down a little bit. I was kind of sensitive to smells. I was like, oh, this is not how I wanted to start today. Like, I was hoping that, okay, even if I am fatigued from the trip, even though I wasn't like fatigued, I was just having trouble focusing. I was fatigued. I wasn't like fresh, you know what I mean? But I did wake up early yesterday before I got on the bus, and I did record, so that was kind of nice. I just don't remember if I posted it. But that was kind of nice to get that done. And then yeah, I enjoyed that. So let me see what else. Yeah, I just brought snacks with me. So I had a blueberry muffin that I didn't finish from this place in San Diego where I ordered from yesterday morning called Better Coffee Roasters. Better Buzz Coffee Roasters. I got coffee and I got a blueberry muffin. I don't remember ordering blueberry. I thought I ordered something else, but whatever. And I still have these freaking pretzels from Friday, so I'm still kind of munching on those. So I had a few pretzels, maybe about a little more than a third of this muffin, and I saved the coffee in a Gatorade bottle because I only drink like sips of coffee. So when I get coffee, I usually drink it, early, and I usually drink it like I usually drink the coffee early, and I usually don't drink a whole lot of strong coffee. And so yeah, I had like most of a medium-sized coffee, and I was like, I'm trying not to like waste too much money. So I was like, dude, I spent a fortune because it was Uber Eats delivery just for like a freaking muffin and a coffee. I think I got an acai bowl too. So I ate like half of the acai bowl yesterday morning and then couldn't really eat much else. Like I haven't really been able to eat a lot. I ate a whole Subway sandwich for dinner or late lunch for like around 4 p.m. yesterday. So that's all I really ate yesterday. Yeah, then my stomach was feeling weird. I've noticed salt. I'm a little sensitive to salt right now, so that's kind of making things not taste so good. Because I did salt my eggs, and I did ask for salt and pepper on my sandwich yesterday, and I noticed like I didn't really like it. It felt like way saltier. Like things, I don't know, my taste buds are a little off, and I just don't really feel my normal appetite. And then when food is being digested, it's kind of taking like, it's kind of a lot. It's not that bad. Like I'm not like debilitated by it, but it's like, it's noticeable enough that it's like I have to make the decision between like, okay, do I want to rest a little bit because I'm not feeling too great, or do I want to keep just pushing through and get distracted enough with what I'm supposed to be working on? So this is kind of getting in my way. But I'm gonna try to stick it out to the end of the month. I do want to contact my doctor about it though. Yeah. So, all right. So I'm I'm I like I think that's maybe all I wanted to say. Things just aren't speeding along this morning like I thought they would, but originally I had planned to wake up early, have my coffee first thing in the morning, do the pods, eat breakfast, work on some of the gigs, and work on some of the blogging, and then go do some deliveries. But I did rinse off the cars today. I didn't like wash them because I think it's gonna rain in a couple days, but I was kind of sick of the cars being kind of filthy, and if somebody does come by and look at my car today, I don't want them to see that we have two filthy cars like sitting there. So I just sprayed off the loose dirt, and I feel like that's good enough. Because if there's a storm coming Wednesday, at least it won't make it look blotchy, and at least, for now I can drive around feeling like, the car's not filthy. filthy like that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep on, guys. Alright, I think that's it for now. Thanks for listening.